Hi there everyone. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to set useful goals.
We'll give you some practical advice about formulating results-based goals and using the SMART acronym to help you do this well.
But before we get into that, let's remember the purpose of setting goals. When we set goals for ourselves, we are identifying the results that we hope to achieve as a result of putting effort into particular tasks. So, setting goals is about more than just having ambitions. An ambition is something like, I want to get better at Spanish. But we can convert this ambition into a useful set of goals by thinking about the results that we want. In other words, we need to formulate results-based goals to show us that we've actually made progress. So, how might we turn our ambition of getting better at Spanish into a results-based goal? Perhaps we're learning Spanish at school. In this case, to set a results-based goal, we might say that we hope to get 85 out of 100 in the end-of-year exam. We might also have more than one desired result for our ambitions. For instance, we might also hope to read the Spanish language version of the second Harry Potter book over the next 8 weeks. Both of these goals are results-based because they have a specific result that we can look at and measure ourselves against. But how do we know if these goals we've set are any good? Your goals will always be personal and depend on how much time you have available and your own circumstances. But nonetheless, you should always aim to outline results that are specific, measurable, ambitious, relevant, and time-bound, or SMART for short.
Let's unpack SMART goals a little bit more so that you know how to set them. Firstly, specific results are those that refer to one desired outcome. A result like finish reading the Spanish edition of Harry Potter is more specific than just read more Spanish novels. By making specific goals, we'll have more guidance with focusing our efforts. On top of that, we should aim for results that are measurable. Things we can measure include how many pages of a book we've read or what percentage we're getting on a test. They're numbers. Ideally, we also want to measure results based on a milestone, so we can conclusively say when we've reached the end of a book or achieved a certain test mark. It's super satisfying to know exactly when you've hit a particular measurable goal. Next up, let's talk about ambitious goals. See, we should also think about the level of difficulty. It's actually good to be fairly ambitious with our desired results. Studies have shown that there is a positive relationship between the level of difficulty of a goal and the performance someone is able to achieve, up until a certain point. See, everyone's ability will max out somewhere. So, you should be ambitious, but not unrealistic. To set an ambitious goal, a good rule of thumb is the 20% rule. To explain this, let's say you want to read the second Harry Potter book in Spanish. Perhaps you read the first Harry Potter in Spanish and it took you 10 weeks. A comfortable goal might be to read the second Harry Potter in 9 weeks. A challenging goal would be to read it in 8 weeks. That is 20% less time than 10 weeks, so that's where the 20% rule comes from. 7 weeks, though, would probably be unrealistic, so the idea is to aim for that 20% sweet spot where you feel challenged but not totally out of your depth. The 20% rule doesn't work in all cases. If your end-of-year exam is only 4 weeks away, it might be a little bit unrealistic to improve by a whole 20%, but the key is not just to aim for satisfaction, but for the sense of accomplishment you get from hitting an ambitious goal. On to relevant. This might sound straightforward, but it's sometimes easy to get sidetracked pursuing irrelevant results. For example, we might be dreaming about going on holiday to Spain, because we think it will give us a good chance to practice our Spanish. So, we might be tempted to set a result like save up enough money to go on a holiday to Spain. But saving up money won't actually help us get better at Spanish. In fact, we might end up working more hours, which will mean less time to spend on our Spanish homework. The point is, don't allow irrelevant results to distract you from your main one. Finally, we need to add a time frame to our goals. In the goals we mentioned, we have a time frame of the end of the school year and 8 weeks from now. In some cases, our timeframes will be externally determined. For instance, we can't change the date of our school exams. However, when we can choose a time frame, we should consider how ambitious the time frame is. Giving yourself a bit of time pressure can help make your goals more ambitious and can help to keep us motivated because we know when we're going to meet our goal and we'll get that feeling of satisfaction sooner. But just like with ambition, there is a sweet spot. Don't put yourself under so much time pressure that you end up burning out. Think about all the other goals and time commitments that you're trying to achieve at the same time. That's one of the reasons why it can be good to plan out all of our different goals at once, so we can think about how much time we need to allocate to each one. This can also tie into making a timetable for yourself, which you can learn about in our videos on time management. But for now, that's all. Hopefully you now know how to set results-based goals. Why not pause the screen to make sure you can answer these key questions? So, to summarize, to make useful goals out of our ambitions, we need to think about the results we want to achieve. To set results-based goals, we can use the acronym SMART. This means our goals need to be specific, measurable, ambitious, relevant, and time-related. It is particularly important to set goals that are challenging for our time frame. This is because, up to a point, our performance actually increases as we set more challenging goals for ourselves. And there we have it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon.